Alright everyone, we're going to do a little quick review of Squid Game. I know I'm a little bit late here, but I just finished it last night, so I thought I would put my thoughts on it. And like anything else, it's the nature of the beast these days that it just got way overhyped, man. Like nothing can live up to the hype of the internet. Even if it's something that is good, I did enjoy it. Just what I say, I did enjoy it. I did think it was good. I didn't think it was perfect. I think there were some problems with it, some like pacing and shit, and some of the ideas I could see coming a mile away, but it was good. It was a good show, but as I say, the nature of the beast, man, the internet just goes whoop. It just hypes everything up. So even if it's good, it can never match. It's like Cyberpunk or something, you know. People were just like, "This is gonna be amazing," and you watch it, you know, and you're like, or you play it, and you're like, "Come on, man, it's never gonna match." I watched the trailer before I watched the show, and then people were like in the comments like, "This is the best show ever, how can I go back to watching anything else, you know, it's a masterpiece." And hey, if you felt like that, more power to you, but I absolutely did not. Again, it was good, but let's just take a couple of steps back here. Just because something is enjoyable and great or good doesn't mean there aren't problems and things, certain things you can critique, you know. So let's get into the meat and tatties here. First off, I want to say all the characters were great. I really enjoyed them. They were really flushed out, and you know the motivations why they're there, and what's driving them to keep going. And I think all of them did a really good job of kind of introducing some like them before they get into the games, and it didn't drag out too long. You know, you weren't like 3 episodes in. You're like, come on, man, like let's get going. It was like right from the first episode. They're all into the games by the end, and they did a really nice job of introducing the characters. The pacing was absolutely fine there, and you can see that they're just people, which it sounds so stupid to say, but they're not idealized versions of a person. You know, we're not Captain America in this bullshit. It's all just people who are going to do bad things and are going to do like good things because of the nature of the situation that they're in. You know, but they're just people, and even though it might kill them, like inside, you know, metaphorically, figuratively, you know, they'll do it because they know that if they don't, they're gonna die, like literally. So, I thought that was really good. I like the concept of morality in the show. I say all the characters in the show were really well done. I liked 4, 5, 6. I'm not going to remember all their names or say their names because I would just butcher the shit out of them. But I really liked his character with the way that he tried to maintain his sense of morality. You know, he didn't let the games kind of spiral him out to a degree. He tried to maintain some sense of morality and goodness and helping the old man and trying to be trustworthy. And, you know, like we're in this together, as opposed to other people who just saw like the money in the sky in the piggy bank and were like, I'm going to do whatever it takes. San Wu, if I remember his name right, is I think they introduced him to be sort of like the opposite of him to a degree, because at first they seemed like the same kind of person, you know, they're just along for the ride, and then by like the second game you see that Samu is going to be a little bit more calculating and deceiving in how he's going to like participate, and you can like, okay, he's got a plan here to win, as opposed to the other players who just feel like they're more going to take it as it comes, you know. 67, she was cool, although for the first 4 or 5 episodes I'm not get it, because she's like, I don't trust any of you cunts, all y'all could kill me at any moment. So but our first 5 episodes she's like this, and hey, I get it, but that's what I think the later half, the second half of the first season is where her character gets kind of, there's more emotional depth there, you know, and there's more to her, and she's like starts to trust and kind of opens herself up a little bit. But for the first 4 or 5 episodes, she kind of like, you're like, oh come on, man, it's like pulling teeth, you know. You're like, give me something. And the bad guy, Snakeface, I'm not going to be talking about him because he's just the bad guy in there to be the bad guy. So there's already tension of the games and stuff, and he's just in there to add more tension. We know his deal. And then the old man was cool because when it comes to the game, it kind of ties in. You know, if it was all solo games, it'd be one thing, but because of the team games, it creates this really interesting dynamic about who they want to choose as like teammates, why they want to choose them, who they don't want. So they don't want the women and the old man, obviously, because that would weaken their teams. And 67 even like tells them Like, just admit it. And it creates this really weird tension and awkwardness. And you're like, well, yeah, like, I don't want to die. I want the guy that's on steroids on my team, man. So that creates a really interesting now. But then you learn that he has some wisdom to some of the games that can help. So even though he might be the strongest or the fastest, he does have some smarts that are beneficial to the games. So then there's like that side of it, which is really cool. So that was a good choice on the games. The games were really cool because they were simple, but obviously the stakes are so high that the game doesn't need to be complex. But introducing a team dynamic kind of changes that and creates tension and that kind of stuff where there wouldn't have been if it was just every game was just on you. So I really like that. When it comes to the actual story, I knew what the deal was right away. Like, I knew what the deal was about being like some sort of capitalist like bullshit, you know, and these people, they're just toys, they're just horses, as the guy says later on. I was like, yeah, they're gonna get bored. This is some fucking, like, I've had enough caviar and got my own space shuttle, you know, this is some Jeff Bezos shit. What the fucking, like, what can we do, lads? What do you want? Yeah. We'll get some humans and just put them in this thing, and if they don't win the games, we'll kill them. Yeah, sounds good. Cool. Right, let's move ahead. I knew that right away. That was like the only possible option. So when it got to the end, there's going to be spoilers in this, by the way. So when they got to the end and that was the explanation, I was like, yeah, seen that coming. Right, so spoilers. When they get to the end, and obviously 4, 5, 6 has won. He's depressed as fuck, and he gets another card. It tells him to go and visit this hotel or something. I can't remember. And it's the old man. The old man is alive, which really pissed me off because, one, I saw it coming, and two, what do you call it? The episode, what I'm going to call it the Marbles episode, and that episode is one of the heaviest, or at least it was for me, where you just realize, well, basically what happens is the game is marbles, but they decided to team up in teams of 2. So everybody's thinking, yeah, like, okay, let's get my best friend, we'll team up. And, the strongest, so Sam was with Ali, 67's with another chick, and he's 4, 5, 6 goes with the old man. So they're like, you think we've done a really good thing, and they're all like, yes, we've got the strongest teams, we're good teams, we can rely on each other. And then it turns out that the game is whoever has each other's marbles by the end of the game, the other person dies. So they're all fucking distraught. And the weight and just the amount of emotion in that episode, especially with 4, 5, 6 and the old man, and you can see it on his face because the old man has dementia. And he's about to lose to the old man, and he lies so that he can start to win. And you can see it's just crushing him. It's just crushing the shit out of him every time he screws him over. And all that weight, all that emotional depth of the episode is lost when you realise that, well, not all of it, because there's a big crazy shit with Ali and Sangwoo, but I'm not going to go into that. But that, like the one with old man in 4, 5, 6, is lost because it wasn't real, you know. And you're just like, man, that was such a heart crush, like soul crushing fucking episode, man. But like all that was bogus. And when it get to the end, so you've been watching 8, 9 episodes, you're like, come on, man, give me some answers. I'm choking at the bit here. I need something to chew on. And the old man's in the bed, and he's like, well, as I said, he's like, we all got together one day. You know, we've done it all, we've seen it all. We decided, let's have some fun. And I was like, okay, that's that then. And then I was hoping, I forgot to mention the cop. He's in it, he's investigating the whole thing, gets onto the island, managed to evade the bad guys for the whole thing. And you're thinking it's going to come to a head in some way. He's been taking pictures, he's got evidence, he's even got that like gay asshole that was trying to make him suck his dick. He got him to confess about what the whole thing was into the phone. Got all that shit, and you think, well, he's been looking for his brother. And again, another spoiler, the front man with the black mask as his brother. And you're like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, I knew that was going to be the case as well. It just was. But then you're like, well, what's happened? What's going on? Where's any of that going? Like, his whole arc through the first season is he's trying to find his brother, and he finds him, and his brother kills him. Boom. So there's no information, because unless I got this wrong, man, you can correct me if I got this wrong, but I'm pretty sure the brother won the game in 2015. So he's worth like 50 billion won. So he's been the front man for the game that he participated in for 5 years. Unless I've got that all fucked up, but I'm pretty sure there was a box that said winners, and he's on the list, so he won the game? Did I get that wrong? Maybe I should go out to watch it, but... So there's like a whole bunch of questions there, like, what the fuck, man? And none of that gets answered. So his whole arc was a waste of time. You're like, whoa, there's going to be a second season. And then when I finished it, I went on to read about it. Apparently it took the guy who created it, he wrote and directed every episode, is that it took him 12 years to write and get the thing made. And he's got no clue what he's going to do for the second season. None. I'm like, that's some bullshit, because there might never be a second season, and if there is a second season, it took him 12 years to do the first one, so there's no way it's going to match up to the second season. But anyway, all in all, we've talked about it enough. I could talk about this for like a good half hour, but we'll try and keep it short. Was it good? Yes, it was good. Was there problems? Yes. Are the plot holes and issues? Yes. Cop and the whole explanation, it was just really lackluster. That last episode just did not punch at all, you know. I mean, again, you were saying, like, people would say all day, oh, second season, but you've got to give us something, you know. You can't just be like, leave everything up in the air after like 9 episodes. Just really, really lackluster when it came to the end. It just did not have that full stop I was wanting, for at least some of the stuff, or it was just like, oh, people, you can make up your own ending and stuff and all that. I'm like, well, what's the point of watching a show? I'm not creating my own fucking fan fiction here. But anyway, was it good? Yes, we'll give it a rating 7.5 out of 10. Alright? Don't crucify me. It was not the best shit ever been made. It was good. Anyway, that's all I've got to say. Catch y'all next time.